Greetings, salutations, and assalamu alaikum. I'm Raees Mohamed. I am on the board of directors of CAIR-Arizona here in Phoenix, Arizona. And I wanted to talk to you today about Ramadan, which is an amazing time of the year. Unless you live under a rock, you probably know that Muslims fast for 30 days in the holy month of Ramadan. It is a very spiritually uplifting opportunity to get closer to God. Nothing makes you closer to God than being hungry for 13 hours in a day, or 14 hours, or 15 hours. But even if you're not fasting for the religious aspect of it, intermittent fasting is one of the most scientifically proven, medically recommended ways to detox your body, which means throw away those fake detox teas, throw away those detox pills, diets, garbage. The only way to control and detoxify what's going in your body is to not put anything in your body and to let your body work its cycle. So if you're not fasting for religious reasons, that's okay. Tune in, listen into what we have to say about fasting, kind of my thoughts based on my own research and speaking with nutritionists and fitness experts. So let's jump right in. You can probably see that I have some of my favorite foods here, and I'm going to show you some of my protein and meal prep strategies as well. One of the hardest parts about fasting in Ramadan, particularly if you're a busy professional, is knowing what to grab early in the morning, right? So when we fast, we start at, I think now it's about 5 a.m. in the morning. We have to cut off eating, and we break our fast around 6:45 p.m. No water, no food, nothing to gain nutrients during the day. So it's a very, very, very tough fast, particularly in the desert here in Arizona. So I just want to give you some tips on what I like to look for, with the caveat that this is geared towards people who want to retain a certain amount of exercise, fitness regimen. Particularly for me, I have a hard time maintaining muscle mass tissue. I'm a hard gainer. It's very difficult for me. And so I'm going to sort of mix it up to show you the type of protein-rich, carb-rich, and healthy fat-rich foods that help me keep going during the day when I'm fasting. So let's just jump right in. So over here on my right, we have some supplements that I love to take in Ramadan. And what I like to do is take this, again, add amino energy to my water. And I can't underscore the importance enough of water. This is what 32 ounces of water looks like. You know, many people in their fasting think they're drinking a lot of water in the morning. It's very, very difficult to guzzle a ton of water. You feel bloated. So you should actually start the night before and drink, 20 ounces of water if you can. Your body will retain as much as it can retain. You'll go to the bathroom, and in the morning, right, 4:45, 5 o'clock, drink some of this with some amino energy. And amino energy is nice because you don't need to put, the recommended 2 scoops. You could put 1 scoop, and it has less than half a cup of coffee's worth of caffeine. But it's got all of your amino acids, your essential amino acids, which I think are very important given that you're going to be depleted the entire day. So personally, I like to have grape. I also like to mix in a tad bit of creatine, but not in the morning. I like to add this to my water when I'm breaking my fast. And the reason is because you are not getting the creatine from food. You're going to get it exogenously from the creatine powder when you break your fast. So at least you have some energy, some creatine when you work out and doing your muscle building routine. And we'll talk about when to do that in a minute. One of my favorite things to eat in the morning is peanut butter when I'm fasting. So peanut butter goes well with almost anything. You can throw it on pancakes. You can put it in your oatmeal, which is one of my personal favorites to eat when I'm fasting in the morning. Quaker, if you don't have steel-cut oats or you don't have time, again, because usually most people are in a time crunch, this protein oatmeal has 10 grams of protein. It's actually pretty reasonable on the sugar as well. There's about 12 grams. It's got cranberry and almonds, and I will throw 2 scoops of this protein in there. So 2 scoops of your average protein is going to give you 7 grams additionally of protein. So that's 17 grams of protein right there. Plus I like to add about a cup of milk to my oatmeal instead of making it with water. And that's going to give you another 4 or 5 grams of protein. So you're close to 20 grams of protein just with your oatmeal in the morning. Takes, a minute, 50 seconds to heat up. It's very quick. Easy to eat, easy to consume. The great thing about oats as well is it's a complex carbohydrate, so it's going to stay in your system a lot longer and help you stay full. And that takes me to another complex carbohydrate, one of my favorites, dates, medjool dates. If you don't know what a medjool date is, you are missing out. These things are sweet, they're plump and rich, they're complex carbohydrate rich, almost a little tongue twister. But these are great to also break your fast with. So again, the objective in the morning is to fill yourself with complex carbohydrates and proteins that will keep you full and give you the maximum amount of energy that you can have, given that you're eating in such a compressed period of time. I think dates do a wonderful job. I will oftentimes crush some dates into my oatmeal in the morning. Another thing I try to consume in the morning, and again, maybe not all in one day, maybe I'll do it on day 2, but eggs, right? So, you know, one egg, medium size egg, could be 3 to 5 grams of protein. I like to use this little egg boiling device, and you can boil like 9 eggs at a time, and it takes about 5 minutes. So again, you just dump a little water in it, press the go button, and you're gonna have 20 grams of protein easily and not feel bloated. So definitely recommend that. You know, mass gainers, people ask whether you need to consume mass gainers to avoid the loss of your standard dietary amount of protein that you would take in if you were lifting weights. The problem with mass gainers is they're super carbohydrate rich. And we'll probably get a lot of gas from it. So I would avoid this at all costs. I don't think you need to take any mass gainers, at least not in the morning. Maybe when you break your fast, depending on what your routine is. Again, if you are in a hurry, something that I thought is pretty cool is these Ensure protein drinks, right? So this one's got 9 grams of protein, 250 calories, which you could chug this thing in a minute, right? And you don't feel bloated, super lean. This has probably got, how many grams of sugar is in this? 22 grams of sugar. You kind of need some carbs in the morning when you're fasting because you'll just crash, you'll be dead. So we talked about the Quaker protein, which has got 10 grams of protein per serving. There's also the Kind oatmeal. This has got 5 grams. Depending on your palate, you may like this more and maybe add some peanut butter to it. One thing that I discovered, not trying to pitch a particular brand here, but I love these Think protein bars. I mean, these things are basically like candy bars. But 20 grams of protein in this bad boy and, 0 grams of sugar. And so you're getting, let's see, the contents is essentially, it's a whey isolate, uses real peanut butter. And so you're cutting down on the fake stuff. I would recommend not eating processed foods. Stay away from any sort of processed food. Cereal, I know I showed you oatmeal. If you don't have steel cut oatmeal, you can survive on this kind of oatmeal, but just avoid processed foods. In front of my dates here, I have one of my favorite types of yogurt. Most people actually from subcontinental Asia actually like to make their own yogurt at home. Best thing you could ever do. Chobani is a nice second choice. Minimum amounts of sugar, good amount of protein. 11 grams of protein in this bad boy compared to about 9 grams of sugar. Not bad. Again, you can down this thing pretty quickly. You could probably eat 2 and still feel okay. So definitely one of my go-to things when I am starting my fast early in the morning at 5 o'clock. Something that's really protein rich that I thought is super convenient, easy to eat, flavorful, are these Star-Kissed, pre-mixed tuna packets. And one packet has about 14 grams of protein, depending on which one you get. Probably don't want to eat anything spicy, like the mango chipotle or the Korean spicy. Both really good. I eat these during the day regularly. But again, easy to eat protein. If you are in a rush, this might sound kind of weird, but you could actually eat tuna right out of the can. And here's why. 29 grams of protein in one can. It's like 4 servings. Or you could eat half. But you don't need to make a fancy sandwich. Just eat it out of the can. Maybe add some mayo or some mustard, whatever you fancy. Just knowing that you're going to be empty stomach for another 13 or 14 hours. One of the things I love to eat with my yogurt, jumping back to yogurt for a second, is granola. This is a dark chocolate, one of my favorites. And, serving size is 2/3 of a cup. And it has 13 grams of protein. So they use whey isolate to get the protein kick. Can't go wrong with this stuff. 290 calories per serving. So you're going to get your caloric intake. Avoid being lethargic, you know, when you're fasting. This is another one of my favorites, avocado. Again, you're avoiding avocado dips or, you know, heavily processed avocado. This is about as fresh as you can get. Or if you have avocados in your house, cut one open and have at it in the morning. This has got the healthy fats that you want. About 11 grams of saturated fat in 1 tablespoon of this. So good stuff. This one's actually blended with coconut oil. That's why I kind of like this. The other thing to keep in mind is, you know, what you should eat when you are breaking your fast. So any of these things you can eat either when you're starting your fast or when you're breaking, or both. One thing that you want to avoid when you are breaking your fast is these fruit cocktails that we tend to have at many people's homes when you invite, you know, have friends over. They have a fruit salad. Why would you not eat a fruit salad? And here's my problem with fruit salad. It's like drinking sugary syrup. And yeah, you're getting, you know, the fibers from the fruit, but you just had a period of 13 hours of glycogen depletion, and you're just dumping all of this sugar into your body, and most people crash out for at least an hour immediately after they break a fast. I would rather eat a fresh piece of fruit and get the maximum amount of fiber rather than eat it in a chopped fruit salad that probably has other stuff in it, you know, extra sugar, other syrup, who knows. I just grab some fresh fruit. Avoid the sugary foods, which takes me to my other food to avoid, this bad boy. If you don't know what this is, it's probably a good thing. Indian, Pakistani people love to drink this, ruhabza. You know, they pour it into milk, they pour it into water. It is basically sugar-colored, you know, water. That's basically what it is. Avoid it. Don't touch it. Stay away. Again, you are in a state of glycogen depletion. Your kidneys and your liver and your guts will not like to have this, although your palate probably enjoy it. You know, avoid sugary foods. So again, people like to have, they want to reward themselves with things like brownies. You're gaining all the benefits of fasting, depleting your body, detoxifying, and you're going to put this crap in your body. Great for when you actually need a cheat day when you're lifting weights, not when you're fasting. So don't break your fast with that stuff. One of my personal favorites to break my fast with is pasta, like a rotini. And you can actually add tuna or ground beef or chicken, whatever you want, to the pasta. But this is a simple solution when you are breaking your fast. And you can use your leftovers in the morning, right, when you are trying to keep your fast. And if you are particularly in tune to eat something spicy, don't eat spicy Cheetos, but eat the mac and cheese version of it. I've never had this before. You know, I don't like to eat spicy mac, but I know people who love this stuff, so try it. Try to eat as many raw foods in the morning, even if it's, you know, a couple of teaspoons or tablespoons. Sunflower seeds, flax seeds, you can throw that into your protein, you can throw that into your protein-filled oatmeal. Couscous is another amazing thing that you can throw into a salad when you're breaking your fast. What have I not talked about? Oh, pancake mix, right? So I found this pretty cool, a keto-friendly pancake mix. I like to throw peanut butter on my pancakes just to get that extra protein. So this is a very, very good option. Garbanzo beans. You know, this is something that half a cup, which is your recommended serving size for an average person, 7 grams of protein. You know, why do I keep emphasizing protein? Again, for somebody like me who's trying to stay lean but also try to keep a workout regimen, I'm trying really, really hard to get at least my body weight in grams of protein. And it's very hard to do when you're fasting because you have to count, you know, the grams of protein you're getting in the morning plus what you're getting in the evening, and maybe eating 2 or 3 times in the evening just to make up for your inability to snack during the day. So now I'm going to show you the type of foods that you can eat that are protein rich and have a relatively low fat content, healthy fat content, and low carb. Although I should mention that you want to have a decent amount of carbohydrates, complex carbohydrates, otherwise you'll be completely depleted. Any of you who have done ketosis before or a ketogenic diet have had this feeling, you know, when you first hit ketosis, maybe just prior to hitting ketosis, you feel sort of lethargic because your body's getting used to a low carbohydrate intake. So we'll talk about what's right for you. Obviously, check with a medical doctor or your own nutritionist or trainer. But I want to show you some foods that I love to eat to keep my protein intake up. So first, we have goat. And, you know, goat is, I mean, look at that. How can you go wrong with this? This is cubed. You could do this in the night, and you could make whatever you want with it. Maybe a biryani, right? Or, you know, you could use your crock pot or pressure cooker, throw some goat meat in there, make a stew, but definitely a go-to thing for me. Next, let's talk about ground beef. You can't go wrong with ground beef. You can make burgers. The night before, so tomorrow night when I start, before I start fasting, I'm gonna make kebabs. And kebabs are amazing because, per kebab, you could pack in, 10 grams of protein, of lean protein. You should measure your food if you can, if you have the patience, but a little bit of garlic and ginger paste, some parsley, cilantro, a little bit of chili, onions, blend it together, keep it really simple. Throw this on the grill or throw it in the oven. Beautiful. Easy to eat in the morning, right? So again, you prepare in the night, so it makes it fast in the morning because you're not gonna have a chance to do this in the morning when you're fasting, right? So again, easy kebab, easy burger, no problem. Next, go to lean ground chicken, same drill. Make kebabs during the night before, eat it for dinner, or eat it when you break your fast, I should say. Have leftovers in the morning. Nice lean protein. One of my personal favorites, packed with protein. It's one of the highest sources of protein per gram in animal foods, and that is salmon. Tuna might be a little bit more, but you can get these farm-raised salmon frozen. Throw it on the grill. I like blackened salmon. I like a little spice to my salmon. Very easy to throw it on the grill. And again, make a little bit extra when you break your fast and save it for the morning and have a slice of salmon in the morning. Keep you full, give you that protein. Beautiful. One of the things that I didn't mention are the kinds of spices I like to use even when I'm fasting. And I love the traditional Indian spices. You can't go wrong. You got your turmeric, your chili powder, your garam masala, etc., etc. No reason to eat bland food in Ramadan. Of course, you want to be mindful of the fact that you don't want to eat super spicy, particularly in the morning, and have acid indigestion throughout the day. But no reason to eat food bland. The other thing that we didn't talk about is your workout routine. So at least the advice that I got from my nutritionist and my trainer was that I should start lifting weights about 2 hours after I break fast, not any sooner. So you want to give your body an opportunity to metabolize, you want to go through a digestive process, and most importantly, you want to hydrate, right? So this is about 32 ounces of water. I've got a little bit of amino mixed in. You want to be able to consume this whole thing before you start lifting. And the workout should be, I do a hypertrophy workout, and I do it about 2 or maybe 3 hours after I break fast so that I can get a little bit of a nap in before I start lifting weights. And of course, we have the evening prayer to think about. So in reality, I don't actually start working out until about midnight. And I change my entire daily schedule just to fit in a workout. I kick my day in. Usually when I start fasting around 5:30, I finish, I pray, and then I sleep for another 3-4 hours at least before I start my workday. So at least I can adjust my schedule. You should adjust your schedule and think about that accordingly. But you should never work out while fasted. Not lift a single weight, no cardio, zero, because you're going to consume muscle tissue and have the exact opposite. You could even end up in the hospital. Anyway, at least 32 ounces of water after you break your fast. Give it 2-3 hours. And don't do huge loads. Do, maybe 75 to 50% of the weight you would do, a lesser weight, and do hypertrophy. Try to do a little bit higher reps, and don't train longer than 30 to 45 minutes. I mean, no one's trying to break records in Ramadan. You're just trying to maintain yourself, not necessarily trying to build muscle tissue. And what we have to be super cautious of, like I said, was depleting lean muscle tissue, because your body's going to start eating that muscle tissue in order to maintain itself if you're lifting heavy. So that's all that I had for you. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. From CAIR Arizona to you, have a blessed Ramadan, and hopefully we'll see you soon.